Hey Puppy Trades, I wanted to do a video analysis update of the stock market. We're going to talk about big tech, Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Facebook, and QQQ, as well as Tesla. We'll talk about American Airlines and Procter Gamble. We'll talk about Beyond Meat and Palantir. We'll talk about SPY and Bitcoin. But before I get into it, there's two comments I got from my prior video that I really liked. The first was that my microphone solution was not much of a solution. So I completely understand that. I've done some research and I think we're in a much better place. We've upgraded. We're not perfect yet. I still need something called a boom arm and a pop filter, but we're getting close. Okay. The second thing was someone pointed out, and I thought this was really impressive, that in my video from October 31st, I have this large degree count subdivided into 5 waves where the length of wave 3 is shorter than the length of wave 1. So that is a violation of Elliott wave theory. And I caught this mistake pretty early on after I posted this video. It should be counted. First, let's explain the rule. A wave 3 in Elliott wave theory should not be shorter than wave 1, right? That's just the basic rule. Wave 3 cannot be shorter than wave 1. So I believe SPY right now should be counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, large degree wave 1, and ABC correction puts in a large degree wave 2. So it's important to realize the larger degree count didn't change. We're still expecting a huge move as long as this wave 2 low held, right? What's also important to realize is that if a classical trader had gotten rid of all these letters, right, and they just said this was a bull flag, and if you took the length of the first leg of the bull flag and you placed it at the low of the flag consolidation, then you're expecting a move roughly equal to the same length of the first leg of the bull flag. And it would be the exact same projection that wave theory gets you as long as this low held. And what's interesting is no one would ever say that that bull flag classical trader, thought they could predict the future and, that they were practicing voodoo, right? For some reason with wave theory, when you add the letters and, the labeling, all of a sudden, right, we become palm readers. Okay, so the reason I bring that up is because someone recently said that wave theory hadn't been working recently, right? Wave theory hasn't been working recently, right? And I'll disprove that in a second. But it's important to realize that I can't predict the future, but I can tell you yours, right? I will tell you your future if you say, hey, wave theory is crap, right? It doesn't work, right? Here's what's going to happen. You're going to be like someone who's married to a woman for a long time, or married to anyone, right? You're someone who's married for a long time, and then you get divorced. And then you're divorced for a few years. And then after a while, they remarry the same person who they divorced, right? This actually happens a lot where people will be married and they'll get divorced. And then after a few years, they remarry the same person who they already divorced, right? And that's exactly what's going to happen to you with wave theory, right? You're going to say this is crap. You're going to look at Bollinger Bands. You're going to look at bull flags. You're going to look at base breakouts, right? And you're going to come full circle all the way back to wave theory, right? I promise you. But the second time around, you're going to realize that you weren't really treating it as just another trading system, okay? And you have to treat wave theory like it's just another trading system that emphasizes money management, risk management and diversification over everything, okay? So since this projection where I'm looking for a huge move, from the 320s before the election, I really only updated SPY when people thought the market was going to crash, right? So the first time I felt the need to do this was on December 26th, right? I was asked, should I be worried? Is the crash coming? I think SPY was in the 360s at this point. I said, honestly, I'll be cautious if SPY is above 392, but until we reach 392, I'm not even worried, right? I say that on December 26th. On January 16th, right? A lot of you guys don't remember this. Everyone thought the market was going to crash on January 16th. They thought we were never going to go above 382, right? Ever. Like this high would never be broken, ever, right? I came out, I was like, you guys are going to look like clowns. The voodoo, right? It's always voodoo when it doesn't work. It's never voodoo when it does. But the voodoo says that this is a wave 1 and ABC correction wave 2. We're going to go to 391, 392 by the end of January. And I think we reached that very early on into February, right? So speaking of early February, I come out again and I'm like, we reached 392. I'm looking for a dip to the low 380s. Then we would rocket higher for waves 3, 4, and 5 anyway, right? So here's my chart. I was like, we'll probably have a dip. I'm long the market with cash, but we're going to recover and rally higher anyway. Here are the other sectors in the market that are supporting that thesis, right? And then what happened, right? We did get this dip, right? All the gurus disappear. I come out and I'm like, look, this is the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. This is another wave 1, and ABC correction puts in another wave 2 low. I say we're going to 406, 410 by late March to mid-April, and then we'd have a shallow wave 4 correction before a fifth wave led to a local top around 422, right? So, not perfect by any means. My goal isn't to be perfect, right? That's not the goal of any trading system. If you want to be perfect, you should, download DraftKings, right? You probably get better odds, and try to see if you can guess who's going to score the first basket in the Lakers game tonight, right? But this is SPY. So this is SPY. This is the original, kind of count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, large degree wave 1, and ABC correction puts us a wave 2 low. We have another wave 1 and another wave 2. Now, let's count SPY. So this is a new cycle that begins in late September. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. ABC correction puts in a wave 4 low. We begin a larger degree wave 5, right? So that's kind of where the bear argument starts, is that, well, if you're a wave bear, right? I'm not talking about the bears who just call a top every time we make a new high, right? Like these bears and these bears and these bears, right? The smart bear argument is to say that we're completing a larger degree fifth wave, right? And they're right. I do believe we're completing a larger degree fifth wave. I think it looks something like this. Now, there's two ways to count it. Don't worry. It's the exact same projection regardless. Okay, the first way to count it is to say this is wave 1, this is wave 2. Wave 3 is put in the middle of February. We have a wave 4 correction, and then from that wave 4 low, we begin a wave 5 higher, okay? So the first way to count it is to say that this is the wave 4 low. We begin wave 5. This is wave 1. We have an ABC correction to put in wave 2. We complete wave 3, and now we're looking for wave 4 to end between the 23.6 and the 38.2% retracement of wave 3, right? This is the first way to count SPY. So what would be the implication? Well, the implication is that the 50% retracement of wave 3 would be the invalidation level. So I'm going to keep that as the invalidation level. I like 403 right now as kind of the next level where we think about the bear argument. So bears get SPY below 403. If the market's really crashing, that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so that's kind of the bear burden right now, and I'll just kind of preview the rest of this video. This is where the bull argument starts. Okay, Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Microsoft and Nvidia are really the bread and butter. I can't even talk right now of the bull argument. Okay, we'll get into those charts plenty. Here's SPY in a vacuum. Get SPY below 403. Disprove that this is the 50% retracement. And then if it's not, we'll take the length of wave 1, place it at the wave 4 low. That's going to take SPY to 436. Now, what's this other way to count it? Ooh, he's changing the count. No, I'm not. Okay, it's the exact same thing. Here's the alternate count. So the alternate count is the exact same scenario. So it's not really even an alternate count. It's just two proper Elliott wave counts saying the exact same thing. So the alternate wave count says that this is where wave 3 ends. This is where wave 4 ends. So wave 5 begins at this low on the first or at the very beginning of January. So that would say the only thing that would be that's slightly different is that this is now wave 1, this is wave 2, and then this whole move higher is wave 3. So if that's the case, notice how 403 is still a very important number. So 403, very important number. Now, if the wave 3 high is put in at 422, then we're looking for a wave 4 correction to end somewhere between 403 and 410. Now, assuming that this low is put in, the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low would take SPY to, any guesses? 436. It's the exact same projection, and we still have 403 being a very important number. So bears get SPY below 403. Okay, now let's talk about the bull argument. What's the bull argument right now? The bull argument comes from a lot of stocks we've talked about. The first one is Facebook. So Facebook right now, let's go over Facebook's conservative count. So Facebook's conservative count is that this is a 1, and ABC correction puts in a wave 2 low, and then that is a wave 3 high that we put in at the 161.8% extension of wave 1. We have a wave 4 correction between 291 and 300, and then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low gives Facebook's conservative wave 5 target. Okay, we haven't broken above, or we haven't even reached Facebook's conservative wave 5 target. I think this is a big argument in favor of the bulls right now, that even in the most conservative count of Facebook, it's got to reach 335 to be the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. Okay, now let's talk about the more bullish count of Facebook. What's the more bullish count of Facebook? That was the conservative count of Facebook, was that if this low of 297, I think it's actually 296, if 296 holds, the conservative wave 5 target is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, and Facebook still hasn't reached that. It would be 435. What's kind of the more accurate Facebook wave count? So we talked about recently, you go to the relative strength index, and if we're calling Facebook a wave 5, then it should have made a lower low on the relative strength index, right? But what we can see right now, this impulse higher made a higher high on the relative strength index. So that technically would say that we can't be ending a wave 5 right now. So what's more likely? The proper Facebook count. The proper Facebook count is that isn't a wave 3, it's another wave 1, and this isn't a wave 4, it's another wave 2. So what Facebook bulls are now looking for is we're still looking for 296 to hold. If it does, this move is from 3.4 to 4.8. So that's 4 or 5 weeks. I think in the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks conservatively, Facebook, as long as 296 holds, will go the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, taking it 6 weeks from now, 8 weeks from now to 357. Okay, so Facebook to 357. Bears, get Facebook below 296. Okay, so get Facebook below 296, get SPY below 403. Let's talk about Google right now. So Google, I like this wave count a lot. I really do. Very clean. Okay, so this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. Wave 3 goes past the 161.8% extension of wave 1. We have an ABC correction that puts in a wave 4 low between the 23.6 and 38.2% retracement of wave 3. So right now, very clear invalidation level, right? The 38.2% retracement of wave 3 is the exact same as the wave 1 high, right? So we got dual invalidation right now for this wave 4. Bears, get Google below 2,145. Okay, if you can't do that, what it most likely is this is wave 1. It takes 7 weeks. If you place it at the wave 4 low, as long as 2,145 holds, then Google is going to go all the way to 2,688, right? So we're looking at Google going on about a 400-point rally. We're looking at Facebook going on a 50-point rally, right? So is it possible that Google and Facebook, right, they're in the communication sector, they're just going to blow higher than the market, right? And they're going to dramatically outperform everything else. That's certainly a possibility, but I don't think that's the most likely possibility. So I think you kind of have to, or I kind of have to, look at Facebook and Google as components of the broader market, right? We have clear setups in Facebook, clear setups in Google. You know, maybe it's just the farce. Let's look at Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft, right? We had our number for Microsoft that this is wave 1. We had an ABC correction to put in a wave 2 low, and then we've already predicted this, that the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low would take Microsoft to the equal legs target all the way to 258, and that did happen within the time target as well. So what's happening with Microsoft now? I think it's pretty clear Microsoft is completing a correction, right? This is a new wave for Microsoft. We can't say anymore that this is even possibly part of this same structure. So the conservative view of Microsoft will say that this is a wave 3. We're putting in a wave 4 correction. Right now, I don't want to see Microsoft below 239. Would that be the end of the world? No. But I don't want to see Microsoft below 239. If it doesn't break below 239, I think what's most likely happening, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a wave 3. This is a wave 4. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low will take Microsoft to 276 in the same time target as Facebook, the same time target as Google, 6, 7, 8 weeks from now. Okay? I want to see 239 hold as the low. Here's the reason why, right? We're starting to get to a point where, you know, it's not just Facebook. There's a couple of stocks that are looking like they could be forming a series of 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? really, we should have seen Microsoft Wave 3 go all the way to 267. It technically can end slightly past the equal legs target, but what we're seeing right now with Facebook and Microsoft, starting to see signs of a nest. All right, I still want to take the more conservative view that this is a Wave 3 and a Wave 4 being complete. But if this was a Wave 1 being complete and this was a Wave 2 low, it'd be the same outcome where the length of this move placed at this low takes Microsoft much higher, but that's also where this 61.8% retracement of 239 comes into play. So this is the count I really like for Microsoft. Wave 1, Wave 2, this is Wave 3, and Wave 4 being complete. So that's Microsoft, that's Google, and that's Facebook. I think there's clear evidence that those three are going higher. Is it possible the market's crashing while they go higher? Is it possible that I'm wrong about all of them? Of course, right? It's just the probabilities game. So let's talk about another one. I think this is clear evidence of more upside in the market. This is Amazon. Amazon right now is completing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large degree Wave 1. Now we have an ABC correction ending at exactly the 61.8% retracement of Wave 1. So I think Amazon right now is completing a Wave 2 low. So Wave 2, you generally don't want to see the 78.6% retracement of Wave 1 broken for Wave 2. So if Microsoft continues to bounce from this Wave 2 retracement box, I believe it will go the length of Wave 1, placed at the Wave 2 low. That will take Amazon all the way to 3,800. So this move is about 2 months. It's actually less than 2 months. I think 2.5 months from now, we're going to see Amazon hold above 3,025. The real invalidation level is all the way down here at 2,881, right? I don't think we're going to get close to that. I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, large degree Wave 1, ABC correction, large degree Wave 2. The length of Wave 1 placed at the Wave 2 low will take Amazon all the way to 3,800. I think it's going to happen in the next 2.5 months. Okay, so Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, all showing pretty clear counts where they've got more upside. Okay, but it's pretty important to realize that this is a conservative target for Amazon of 3,800. Okay, let's see the 78.6% retracement of 3,025 hold. Now, let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia, this is a very similar phenomenon with Apple and QQQ. So, Nvidia has a Wave 1, an ABC correction, puts in a Wave 2 low. Then it goes on a Wave 3 rally, has an ABC correction, and it's putting in a Wave 4 low. Now, what's kind of the nitpicky problem with calling this a Wave 4 low? The nitpicky problem is that it would go below the 50% retracement of Wave 3. Now, Wave 4 has dual invalidation levels. You don't want to see the Wave 1 high broken. And NVIDIA has not broken below the Wave 1 high. So let's remember a pretty important principle of wave theory, and that's that the length of Wave 1 placed at the Wave 4 low gives a conservative Wave 5 target. Let's also remember another rule. 2 of the 3 impulse waves are very likely to be the same length. So the impulse waves are waves 1, 3, and 5. 2 of them are very likely to be the same length. So if the length of Wave 1 was placed at the Wave 4 low, then NVIDIA would not break to a new high. And that's important to realize. So in my opinion, there's very little chance that NVIDIA is going to go on a Wave 5 that is the same length as Wave 1. I think what's more likely, NVIDIA will go on a Wave 5 that's the same length as Wave 3. So 1, 2, 3, ABC correction puts in a Wave 4 low. As long as this Wave 1 high of 540 is not broken, I expect NVIDIA will go the length of Wave 3, place it at the Wave 4 low, and that will take it. This move is from 325 to 415. That's about 3 weeks. I think in the next 6 weeks, in the next 8 weeks, it's the same thing as Amazon. It's the same thing as Facebook. It's the same thing as Google. It's the same thing as Microsoft. NVIDIA takes another leg higher to 709. Now, what's the thing we have to notice about NVIDIA? Well, this is the length of a move placed at a low that is at exactly the 61.8% retracement of the prior impulse. So it's almost just like Facebook and just like Microsoft, where you're seeing signs of a 1-2 Elliott wave nest. So I still want to take the more conservative view of NVIDIA, but it's the same principle. The length of this move placed at this low takes Nvidia to 709. About 6 to 8 weeks from now, we have to see the wave one high of 540 hold. So that in a nutshell is really the bull case, right? I've basically just laid out, besides Bitcoin, I've laid out everything that is really in the bull's favor that we're going to take another leg higher. And I think SPY should be included in that, but Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and Nvidia and Amazon, I think those are high probabilities that we're having signs of another leg higher in the market. Okay, let's talk about some stocks that I haven't gotten to right. Okay, and the first stock that the bears have gotten a lot better than me is Tesla. Okay, so before we get into my scenario for Tesla, I want to acknowledge very clearly that I was incorrect about Tesla. So, I said it. I was wrong about Tesla, right? Here is how I had Tesla counted, where we were completing a 1, 2, and then another 1, 2. So we broke below the 78.6% retracement of what I was calling another wave 1 and another wave 2. So it's important to realize what the bears think about Tesla right now, and then we'll get into why I wouldn't short Tesla if someone put a gun to my head. Okay, so that low is 739.49. Let's just talk about what the bears think. I think that's really important to understand. So what do the bears think about Tesla? They think that Tesla goes on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse from this high, right? So this is how they have Tesla counted. That this is a 1. I'll just make new numbers. That this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse from this high, right? And then what they also said about Tesla was that it was going to go the length of wave A, placed at the wave B low, complete an ABC counter trend rally, and then it was going to go on another leg down. So what's that mean? That means that the bears had Tesla as a wave A, whereas I had this as a wave 1, and then they had it being a wave A, a wave B, and a wave C. So this is what the bears had for Tesla, something like this, where this was an ABC counter trend rally. So what they said was that Tesla was going to reach the length of wave C the length of wave A placed at the wave B low to complete wave C, and then Tesla was going to take another leg high, another leg lower. So this is exactly what they had for Tesla. Is that this was an impulsive structure down, a 5 waves impulsive move, and then that was going to be an A, B, C correction. And then if you clone this tool, then this is where the bears are getting their downside target. So this is what the bears think. I want to make it very clear. This is not what I think. I would never do this. What the bears think they're about to do is that this is a flat in Elliott wave theory, a 5-3-5 flat where you go 5 waves down. Wave A reaches the length of wave B, placed at the wave C low, and then now we're going to go on the next leg down. So this is how they have Tesla counted. I'll tell you exactly what they think. That this ABC correction was a wave B. They think Tesla still has more downside. And if you take the length of a wave A, place it at the wave B high, that's where they get their wave C target. This is what the bears think. This is not what I think. But they have been more right about Tesla than me. So what's the biggest problem with shorting Tesla down to 420? Well, besides the fact that I just went over Google, Facebook, Microsoft, all these big tech stocks, Nvidia and Amazon are showing clear paths to the upside, you're still talking about shorting a wave C. And in Elliott wave theory, you should never short waves A, B, or C because those are corrective waves. So let's get back to what the bulls think and why I wouldn't short Tesla. But I will acknowledge I've been wrong about Tesla. So take what I say, I guess, with Tesla with a grain of salt, even though I've given the clear evidence with Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, and Facebook that this tech side of the market is going to take another leg higher. What's the danger of shorting Tesla? Well, here's how I think Tesla really is. We're completing an ABC correction from this high, and then Tesla has formed a leading diagonal, and this whole leading diagonal is a wave 1, and then Tesla completes an ABC correction. So if wave 1 is put in at 780, then the wave 2 would be an ABC correction that ends between the 78.6 and 61.8% retracement of wave 1. Now, I've been wrong about Tesla, so I don't want to come out and say, hey, Tesla's going to 929, right? Here's the time target. What I will say, this is why I wouldn't short Tesla, okay? Some charting platforms say that Tesla's already broken below 591, okay? Bar chart hasn't, but I understand Tesla broke 591 in pre-market. The bigger invalidation is 539. So if the Tesla bulls want to make the case that this is a 1 ABC wave 2 correction, and that we're going to go to the 161.8% extension, the first thing they need to do is get Tesla to bounce out of this box impulsively. Let's recover 631. We can talk about the probability that Tesla's completed a wave 2, and it's going to just dramatically outperform for a wave 3 higher. Okay, but I think it's important to realize that in a market where a lot of big names in the tech sector are showing clear signs of more upside, bears think that they're just going to put a stop right here at 780, and they're going to short Tesla 200 points lower. Okay, and I wouldn't do that. So right now, Tesla bulls need to get out of this 631 box. We need to show a completed ABC correction, and we need to start on this path higher. Okay, I've been proven wrong about Tesla. We have broken below this low of 791 on most charting platforms. So I have to give the bears their credit. But if you're a bear and you're watching this, maybe you like to counter trade me. This is why I wouldn't short Tesla. Okay, if you're a bull, we got to get Tesla to react impulsively out of this box. Okay, and I think Nvidia, Amazon, Google, Facebook, and Microsoft are going to be the best, kind of evidence that it doesn't really make sense that Tesla's in the 400s, a month from now. Okay, so let's go to the Nasdaq. It's a pretty similar story. So just the larger degree count first: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, ABC correction, wave 4, retest the wave 1 high. So that's the bear argument for the Nasdaq in a nutshell, is that we are within a larger degree wave 5, right? That is the bear argument, that this is a larger degree wave 5, and this is why it's not the time for bulls to bet the farm, right? But that doesn't mean there aren't good setups. So let's talk about QQQ. So QQQ broke below 324. All right. Now, why was that a really important level? That was a really important level because it was the wave 1 high. It was also the 50% retracement of wave 3. So that technically is where a wave 4 and Elliott wave theory shouldn't end. So I'll explain right now why I have this marked out as a wave 3 and a wave 4. It's going to go back to what we said about Nvidia being a likely 1 ABC 2. It's going to go back to what we said about Facebook being a likely 1 ABC 2. And it's going to go back to Amazon with what we said about Amazon completing a wave 2. It's going to go back to Microsoft, what we said about the probability that Microsoft is completing a wave 2 in this retracement box. So QQQ has a lot of possibility right now. If it can bounce out of the 61.8 to 78.6% retracement, that it's completing another wave 1 and another wave 2. Now, I still want to take the more conservative route and say that this is a wave 3 and a wave 4 being complete. And here's why. If we call this a wave 1 and a wave 2, then the next quote unquote top of 354 won't actually be the top. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to be conservative right now. And I'm still going to call this a wave 3 and a wave 4, even though I know more technically it should be another wave 1 and another wave 2. It's going to be the same thing with Apple. So let's just leave the count the way we have it. This is a wave 1. We have an ABC correction completing a wave 2 low. So this, first level of invalidation is going to be 307. We have another large impulse that puts in a wave 3 at the 161.8% extension of wave 1. Now we have an ABC correction putting in a wave 4 low. We've talked about the possibility that this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. So first, the invalidation level, would make the most sense that the 78.6% retracement of what could be either a wave 1 or a wave 3 is not broken. So we don't want to see 314 broken. The invalidation level is all the way down here at 307. But right now, I'm trading QQQ with the rest of the market. We talked about all these levels for Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and Google. But I want to see 314 hold. If 314 does hold, I think the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low would give a reliable wave 5 target, and it would be the same number that we've been talking about for a very long time of 354. So this move is from 325 to 429. It's about 4 weeks. I think in the next 6 weeks, in the next 8 weeks, it's the same count with Amazon. It's the same count with Google, the same count with Facebook, the same count with Microsoft and Nvidia, where we go on a 6 to 8 week rally and QQQ will reach 354. Right now, I don't want to see 314 break. Let's talk about Apple real quick. So Apple, this is very similar to QQQ, almost the exact same idea. So the Bears had Apple as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse. And what the Bears said, we'll just do the bear count right now. This is what the Bears thought about Apple. It's almost identical to what they think about Tesla right now. I'm just going to go over it real quick. So here's what the Bears thought about Apple when we first had this sell-off. And I think this might be a reason why the Tesla count to 420 isn't going to work out for them. This is a 1. They had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse. And what they thought was that Apple was going to take a counter trend rally, an ABC counter trend rally, where the length of wave C was going to be the length of wave A placed at the wave B low. So if that had happened, we would have seen Apple stop basically on a dime at 129. Should not have had multiple closes above the 161.8% extension. So in my opinion, Apple's really done a lot to invalidate this, this bear count where this is an impulse structure and it's taking another leg down because it has broken past the 161.8% extension of wave 1. So I think more likely what Apple is it's going to take another leg higher with the rest of the market. So this is what I have right now for Apple. I'm really trading it with Microsoft and Facebook, Nvidia, and Amazon. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse. Oh, sorry. No, this is an ABC correction from this high. And then Apple is completing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse from this low. So this is almost identical to what I have for QQQ. What I'm expecting is that Apple will take the length of what is wave 3 in this count, placed at the wave 4 low, and that will take Apple all the way to 140. So here's what I have for Apple, almost identical to QQQ. It goes on a 1, 2, 3, ABC, wave 4, and it's about to go on a 5th wave higher. Now, this is the same thing with QQQ, where Apple's broken the wave 1 high, and it's broken the 50% retracement of wave 3. So I think that there's a good chance in the future that we'll actually be counting Apple not as a wave 3 and a wave 4, but as another wave 1 and another wave 2 being completed. It's the exact same thing that we have with Facebook. And it's the exact same thing that we're probably going to see with Nvidia and Microsoft. But Apple right now, I still want to take the more conservative view that this is a wave 3 ending. We're completing a wave 4 correction now. In the length of wave 3, placed at the wave 4 low, will take Apple on another. This run is from 330 to 429. I think in the next 6 weeks to 8 weeks, we're going to see Apple go all the way to 140 for wave 5. The next level of interest to the downside is going to be this low of 118. So if Apple's above 118, I expect it will go the length of wave 3, place at the wave 4 low, and that will take it to a wave 5 target of 140. From there, Apple would then have completed a very clear 5 waves impulse. And then when we have this, kind of market sell-off that we're looking for SPY, when it reaches 435, what we would want to see is by the time SPY reaches 435, Apple breaks above this high, confirms a 5 waves impulse as an ABC correction to the downside. So let's talk about some other stocks in this market. That was a full review of big tech. Here's Palantir. So I'm looking for Palantir right now. It's completed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large degree wave 1 impulse. It's completed an A, B, C correction right now. The 61.8 to 78.6% retracement of wave 1 is where wave 2 would like to be ended for these Palantir bulls. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low would take Palantir on a wave 3 rally to 53. So this move is 4 months. Okay, 4 months from now, it would be a very early time target. I think 6 months from now, the second half of the year is where if we see 16.40 hold, and we see Palantir bounce out of this box impulsively, it, like Fastly, like a lot of the growth side of this market, is going to have, a huge summer. Okay, so Palantir, the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, if 16.40 holds, will take it all the way to 53. I think the most reasonable time target would be 2 months longer than the equal legs target. So 6 months from now, 8 months from now, pretty conservatively, I'm expecting to see Palantir go on a run into the 50s, and I need to see 16.40 hold as the low to continue to make that argument. Now, Beyond Meat, we talked about Beyond Meat twice this year. The first time we talked about Beyond Meat was right here. It went on a huge short squeeze. It was right off the bar chart straddle screener. I tried it again, and it broke below this low. So what I expect for Beyond Meat is that this is a large degree wave 1, an ABC correction puts in a large degree wave 2. This is another wave 1, another ABC correction, putting in another wave 2 at the 61.8 to 78.6% retracement box. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low, as long as 78.6% retracement of 85 holds, will take Beyond Meat to 274. Now, this run is from 316 to 125. Okay, so about an 8-month, 10-month rally that I'm expecting from this wave 2 low, and that's going to take Beyond Meat all the way to 274, right? That sounds crazy, right? But Beyond Meat, if you look at this chart, hasn't had a wave 3. Okay, so if it hasn't had a wave 3, we're expecting some fireworks from Beyond Meat. Now, it's important to realize we did break below this low, but I am looking for Beyond Meat to have an impulsive reaction out of this box between 85 and the 61.8% retracement of 114. If that holds, we'll see Beyond Meat reach 274, and it's going to participate in this growth stock, huge rotation that I'm looking for, later, probably in late June, with lining up with this seasonality, lining up with SPY completing a blow off top, that this ABC correction is going to be a massive rotation into the growth stocks, into the stay-at-home stocks. I think Beyond Meat and Palantir are good examples of that. So, last few stocks to talk about. This is American Airlines. So American Airlines, I talked a lot about diversification. I think this has another leg up. Boeing, I like too. We're just going to talk about American Airlines in this video. This is a wave 1, an ABC correction puts in a wave 2 low, and now I expect that the wave 3 target of 31.79, which is the 161.8% extension of wave 1, is going to be reached. So this run is from 111 to 315, about 2 months, a little over 2.5 months. So 2.5 months, I expect that American Airlines will go on a wave 3 rally. The most logical stop right now is going to be this high of 18.63. So I don't want to see 18.63 broken. I think American Airlines, JetBlue, Boeing, all these stocks in the airline sector are going to take a huge thrust higher. Okay, so I think in the short term, in my unprofessional opinion, not having exposure to boring stocks is going to be a problem for a lot of people. Okay, so this is American Airlines in the industrial sector, wave 1, an ABC correction puts in a wave 2 low. Wave 3 will take American Airlines to the 161.8% extension of wave 1. I believe that will happen in the next 2.5 months, and I want to see this high of 18 hold. So that's American Airlines. Procter Gamble, another boring stock that if you don't pay attention to, and you just say, I just do the Cathie Wood stocks, right? This is another one that could hog the money. So this is Procter & Gamble, very similar to Amazon, very similar to Walmart in kind of the sector analysis, that this boring kind of consumer staple stock, with a nearly identical count to Walmart is going to go on a big thrust higher. So Procter Gamble, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, large degree wave 1, and ABC correction puts in a large degree wave 2. So the biggest form of invalidation is this low of 121, right? We don't want to see 121 broken. I don't want to see this low of 130 broken in the short term. So 130 is going to be the stop. The larger degree invalidation is down here at 121. If those levels aren't broken, then this rally, which is from 323 to 1109, about 8 months, about 7 months, we're going to see Procter & Gamble go on a huge rally higher with stocks like Walmart, stocks like BJ's Wholesale Club, stocks like Amazon even. And we're going to see this, boring sector emerge as a huge leader as well. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, large degree wave 1. ABC correction, large degree wave 2. The length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low, will take Procter & Gamble as high as 174. I think that will happen in the next 7 to 8 months. I think 8 months pretty conservatively. So, that's the market. Here's Bitcoin. We'll end off with Bitcoin. I think this is another example of, kind of evidence. Yeah, is it possible that Bitcoin goes on a big rally higher without the rest of the market? Yeah, that's completely possible, right? Just like it's possible that Microsoft and Nvidia, Amazon, Google, and Facebook will go on huge rallies higher, but Tesla will be in the 420s, right? That's all possible. Is it likely? That's not the bet that I would be making, okay? And that's why it's just my opinion. So this is a rally for Bitcoin that takes 6 weeks. It's a wave 1. We have an ABC correction. We put in a wave 2 low at the 61.8% retracement of wave 1. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take Bitcoin all the way to 69,000. I think we're going to see Bitcoin at 69,000 pretty damn soon. In the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to see Bitcoin at 69K. I really believe that. I think that this is getting ready to launch. Okay, Ethereum and Litecoin made this exact same high and have blown higher. Okay, Ethereum and Litecoin made these exact same highs and exploded higher, right? They've got all of Bitcoin's money right now. The second we start to see Ethereum and Litecoin pull back, that's when you're going to look at Bitcoin and realize you have too much exposure to alts. So this is wave 1. This is the ABC wave 2 correction being put in at the 61.8% retracement of wave 1. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, or placed at the wave 2 low, gives a conservative wave 3 target. I got to see Bitcoin above 47K. If Bitcoin's above 47K, next stop is 69K, shallow wave 4 correction. And then this is going to go all the way to 82,000, right? And that's another thing. If I have Bitcoin going to 82,000, I'm probably not going to look at SPY and say it's going to crash.